Good morning. Just sailed through the night and are feeling pretty positive about things this morning, if I do say so myself, because we get to put up the spinnaker, and that is my absolute favorite thing to do when it goes well. So fingers crossed that we get her up in the air and it looks good.
I woke up feeling on top of the world, like nothing's ever gonna bring me down. This feeling got me flying high as a bird. I may never touch the ground.
I'm Jess, and this is Charles. In the middle of a global pandemic, we decided to trade in land life for something a bit more fluid. Enter Leviosa and the two cutest deckhands you'll ever meet. We spent the first year getting our sea legs, and now we're ready for a new set of adventures. Before we can cross the Gulf Stream and make our way to the Bahamas, we're sailing down the Florida coast. We've made a few stops along the way to meet new friends and stretch our legs. But today, we're doing what we love most: hoisting the sails, confronting the unknowns, and enjoying the journey. Because life is all about the journey.
I just wanna celebrate. I just wanna celebrate. 'Cause it's a good day, good life. I just wanna celebrate all night. I just wanna celebrate. 'Cause it's a good day, good life.
There is absolutely no better way to start the morning than with a parade of dolphins. And I tell you what, every time we put up the spinnaker, we get dolphins. So I'm calling it my new lucky dolphin sail. And I'm now going to be flying it as often as possible because I cannot get enough. I've wasted 2 hours sitting here watching, I've spent 2 hours sitting here watching them, so I better go get a helm update.
So we were planning on going from Cumberland Island to the Ponce Inlet, but we made really good time last night. The wind was fantastic. The seas were flat. So we're gonna press on. We're gonna go all the way to Fort Pierce. We've got about 150 miles to go. Really excited this morning. Woke up at sunrise to get the spinnaker out. And I'll admit it took a couple tries, but now that we have it out, we've got 7.5 knots of apparent. We're going 6 knots over ground. I love this sail.
Oh man, can I try again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Seat on the wall. The light was the writing after all, but I gotta know. Will you let it die or let it glow? Give me something to follow. Tell me hope isn't hollow. I'm holding on, holding on. If we go down, remember that we go down together. I'm holding on, holding on. Time was on our side.
Oh my god!
Just a distant flick.
Can you slow the boat down?
Yeah, sorry.
We were wild and free. Now that time's running out for me. Give me something to follow. Tell me hope isn't hollow. I'm holding on, holding
Look at the poor little guy! Oh my gosh!
If we go down, remember that we go down together.
this is ridiculous, but I've never seen anything die before.
I have never in my life caught a fish. Not once, not ever. I really wish I knew what kind of fish this is. We're gonna figure it out, but second time with the reel out.
I'll be excited as soon as I stop crying.
It is a little sad. Like, definitely sad. I did not expect that.
We are desperately seeking signals so we can figure out what sort of fish this is. I did download a couple of guides, but it doesn't look like anything on any of the guides I downloaded. Probably time to pick up a book. If you guys have a good identification book or app, or which doesn't need the internet or something, put it in the comments below, because yeah, hopefully this isn't our last one. And sunset is just beyond words, and I keep thinking about this old movie, Overboard. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out. But at the end, there's this little Coast Guard guy, and he goes, "It's been a hell of a day at sea, sir." And that's all I can think about right now, because dolphins catching our first fish, this sunset.
It's a hell of a day at sea, sir.
It's about 4:30 in the morning, pulling into Fort Pierce. Some pretty crazy current rips through this inlet. Yeah, we're just gonna drop anchor and get some sleep.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. So we had to stop at the anchorage that we stopped at because between here and the marina we're putting the boat at for the holidays is a bridge. And it's one of those famous ICW bridges that's supposed to be 65 feet, but a lot of reports say it's actually less than that. And with our mast, that's a pretty big concern. So it's basically low tide right now, so we're in the dinghy. We're gonna go check out the tide boards. Cross our fingers.
Leviosa is a 2017 Leopard 40 with a standard mast reaching 63 feet 10 inches from the waterline. But then you have to consider the navigational goodies on top of the mast. The light raised to 64 feet even. The anemometer jumps it up to 64 feet 7 inches. And the Windex tops it all out at 64 feet 10 inches. And that doesn't even include the icing on the cake, the 2-foot flexible antenna. The bridges on the ICW are quoted to be 65 feet at median high water. So in theory, we should be able to squeeze under this bridge without issue. But
So that's dead low tide and we're at 64 and a half. So in theory we can squeak under it. That is tight.
I don't feel good about it.
I don't feel good about it at all. So this is one of those aspects of sailing. You can do all of the planning you want to in the world, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. I contacted the marina to make sure that bridge was 65 feet. Looked at all the charts, they all say it's 65 feet. And ultimately, we get here, and it's not. So I reached out to the community, and thanks for everyone who responded, by the way, to see if anyone had gotten under this bridge. And there's a Leopard 45 in the marina we're going to right now that has the ICW mast, which is basically the same size as ours. There's a Leopard 39 on the other side that's also got through recently. So I know it's possible. And someone also pointed out that the reason the water level is higher than charted is because there's a lot of east wind right now, and that east wind is pushing water from the ocean up into the waterway, and that's caused about a foot of extra water. Luckily, we pushed it, right? We got to Fort Pierce a week earlier than we thought we were going to, and so
we have some time. So we'll go check it at low tide every day in the dinghy, and when we see enough water, or not enough water as it were, we will get under it.
Sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion. Just my kind of heat, keep it on repeat. Tested by the motion, loving this devotion.
It's Groundhog's Day.
Seriously.
Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up, switch it up, switch it up where I'm going. Stay on the fly just in time, know the right way to go. I'm on the road, it's my time, taking control of my life. I want to run the red lights, I've got to run this show. You always take me so high, you always make the highlights. I love the way we vibe, you're like a center.
I get the feeling this is going to be very messy, but that's okay, because I'm very messy. So there's a storm sitting on top of us at the moment, and winds are gusting up to 27 knots. And no matter what the water level is, it's just a really bad time to go underneath that bridge with all of those conditions. And one of our old problems is back in full force, and that is our water maker is busted yet again. I feel like every boat has its thing, and that just really continuously causes issues, and ours is the water maker. It might have worked about half the time that we've owned the boat. So rather than go out searching for water in this weather, which I really don't want to do, I am going to do what any good sailor would do, and I'm making the most out of my resources so that I can finally take a shower. There is absolutely no bath soap in the world that's going to cut through all the grime that has been accumulating for the last couple of days. So, making a scrub out of some kitchen ingredients. Let's go. .2 and windy AF. Oh, bugger. Bugger, 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 bugger. Oh, it's cold. Smell like a coffee Christmas cookie. Oh, making a mess. All right, it's time for the more tender bits. Charles, turn off the camera. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly of sailing, my friends. I'll see you next week. Ooh.
Don't go too far.
It's pretty incredible.
Don't.
Oh my god, I feel so clean.